Here we go. Our first top five list in off the mat history. So Alex and I always go back and forth off the air about this in regards to who we think our top five tattoos. Now, again, this is not all time because if we did all time, as I said, we would be here for 5 hours discussing and rambling and debating. Like Anthony named great tag teams, and yet there are still other tag teams you could have put on the list. So that's why we're gonna do top five in the world today. So Alex, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. So my top five tag teams: number one, God Gorillas of Destiny; number two, the Young Bucks; number three, FTR; number four, the Lucha Bros; and number five, the Jurassic Express.
Okay.
So I picked the Gorillas of Destiny as number one because they have been six-time IWGP Tag Team Champions. They've been a big part of the Bullet Club for a long time and helped a lot of young stars grow. And God is definitely at the top of my list for that exact reason.
Okay. All right. Do you want to say why, or you want me to go first, and then we'll explain why we picked each one?
I'm just gonna go through the list of what I have.
Say why you picked each one. Where they
So the
rank.
Young Bucks, I picked the Young Bucks because as my second, because they are a main event caliber tag team. They've traveled all around the world together. They've competed in multiple promotions like Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, uh, even like smaller promotions that small local promotions. And the Young Bucks are one of the best tag teams in the world for that reason. They are great as brothers and they compete great together, and they really have good chemistry. They really know how to match up their moves right and really bring the best in every single one of their matches each and every week. And the Young Bucks have held many titles and accomplishments in New Japan and Ring of Honor for sure. The Young Bucks have helped shape the wrestling world into what it is today with Cody, Kenny Omega, a lot of big names, a lot of big stars in this industry for sure. And then the Lucha Bros, I picked the Lucha Bros because they're on my number four because the Lucha Bros, they've traveled all around the world the same way as the Young Bucks have. And the Lucha Bros have done some incredible matches. Actually, one of the matches I saw with one half of the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Zero, he actually had a match against Vampiro that was very crazy and very insane. I loved every single one of those matches. And that's why I like the Lucha Bros because they have no fear. They're not scared. Like they go into matches bringing their best aggressiveness and their best energy. And then number five, I picked Jurassic Express because Jurassic Express is a great tag team, but they still need to develop more as a team. They still need to build themselves up more and really show what they're made of and how they can compete against bigger tag teams like FTR and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. They just really need more time to show that side of them and really build themselves up and really show why they want to be the best tag team, why they want to be number one.
Okay. Excellent job, Alex. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go five through one. I'll go five, four, three, two, one. On what I'll do is I'll explain each one why I put them where I put them. If that's cool with you, and then we could discuss and debate and everything after. Some of them you did were really good. Some of them I agree with you. Some of them you'll be shocked to see what I have. So I'll start from number five. Number five for me, I have the New Day. The New Day I think is such an underrated tag team. Could their gimmick be annoying at times? Absolutely. But here's the thing about the New Day. They have a former WWE champion in the group in Kofi Kingston. They have won a total of 8 times. They have been tag team champions, twice on Raw, 6 on SmackDown. Okay. Also, Kofi Kingston in 2019 had match of the year in WWE against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. When you look at what the New Day has done, they basically have brought back the style the Freebirds had, which they brought back the Freebird rule when they won the tag team championships. You could bring them back, and you could have anybody defend them at any time. I think Big E is so talented, and I'm waiting for the singles run for him. Kofi got his due at 35 when he won the championship over Daniel Bryan, long awaited. Although I did not like how he was squashed by Brock Lesnar on SmackDown. Nevertheless, whatever. And then Xavier Woods, I think, is the most athletic in the entire group. I think he's arguably the best wrestler in the group. I think he's a guy that you look back on. But they
Mm-hmm.
also, there's a guy that you look back on and you say, wow, he's uber talented, and he was talented in TNA when he was there and he came here. But they've also added something, and that's a different element to wrestling in the sense of they took off like hotcakes. No pun intended with the pancakes, but they really did. In WWE, they were uber popular, so talented. They did so much for the business. So that's my number 5. Number 4, I have the Undisputed Era, or as I like to call them, Red Dragon. I have Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly as the number 4. And you look at what they've done. Successful in Ring of Honor, Alex. Successful in New Japan. Successful in WWE. In New Japan, they were the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions, Tag Team Champions twice. They won the Super Junior Tag Tournament in 2014. All right. In Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they won the Tag Team of the Year in 2019. Ring of Honor, Kyle O'Reilly was a former world champion in Ring of Honor, and Bobby Fish is a former television champion in Ring of Honor. They won the Tag Team Championships 3 times in ROH. And then, of course, look, when they went to NXT and they joined Adam Cole and Roderick Strong in the Undisputed Era, they're a 3-time NXT Tag Team Champion. I believe they're the only guys that have ever won the championship 3 times. But it's kind of cool because when you look at Kyle O'Reilly, he's won it also with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. So he's won it with all of his partners all at one time. They did something, they transcended the popularity of a group, faction kind of with NXT, where they've now become the faces of the NXT brand. And instantly go back and watch their New Japan matches, go back and watch their Ring of Honor matches. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly have been doing it for so long. I was there in Brooklyn at TakeOver when they debuted with Adam Cole. Okay, at the end, remember they beat up Sanity and the Authors of Pain, and then later in the night with Adam Cole, they beat up Drew McIntyre. I was there at Barclays Center that night when they debuted, so I have Red Dragon for me at number 4. Number 3, it's a group that's right behind me. Dumb boys, baby. You got to man up at times, and that's the Briscoe Brothers. And the Briscoe Brothers have been doing it since. You want to talk about the Usos saying day one? No, 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 no. The Briscoes have been doing it since day one, okay? The Briscoes have been with Ring of Honor, I believe, since 2000. They are former New Japan Tag Team Champions. They were the inaugural never openweight 6-man Tag Team Champions with Toru Yano. They won it twice. And then let's not forget, Jay Briscoe, a former heavyweight champion in Ring of Honor. Get this, Alex. 11 times.
Wow.
11 times.
Wow.
Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions for the Briscoe Brothers. Their rivalry with GOD last year, I was at Manhattan Mayhem at the Hammerstein Ballroom when they did the New York City street fight. They get down with it. They know it. Okay, they've been with a company like that for so long. You have to remember, Mark wasn't allowed to wrestle at time. Mark was too young, so they've been doing it since day one. So I got the Briscoes for me at number 3. Number 2, my favorite tag team in the world, but I don't have them at number 1 because they don't have the accolades as the number 1 tag team does. But they will, I think, hopefully get there. That is the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. They are the former Lucha Libre AAA Tag Team Champions in CMLL. They've won it twice. They are former MLW Tag Team Champions. I have the shirt here to prove it, that they're the former MLW Tag Team Champions. All right? They were Tag Team of the Year last year in the Wrestling Observer in 2019. And, you look at their matches and their rivalries. Also, they won an Impact. They're the former Impact Tag Team Champions. Pentagon won, I believe, the heavyweight champion in TNA. So, their rivalry, too, with the Young Bucks, their match at All Out last year with the ladder match, set the stage for them. They are so athletic. They are talented. They could do so much in the ring. They're not the normal tag team because they do a lot more high flying risk, and that's what tag team wrestling has really become. I think in this age of professional wrestling. So I think the Lucha Brothers are only going to grow. I think they're going to get better when Pac comes back for Death Triangle. I'm curious to see how that goes in AEW, but they have really, 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 really been phenomenal so far in what they've done. And my number one, Alex, I think you know who I'm going to pick. I think at this point, hold on, my father just texted me. He said an underrated tag team is the Wild Samoans. I like that one. That's a good one by him. So that's a nice one. The number one tag team, oh, my dad's giving me a whole list. I'll say his list after. He's saying, Nick, the Executioners and all this stuff. I like this. The number one tag team for me is the Young Bucks. I mean, the Young Bucks are, Alex, you know this. The Young Bucks are I might be here for a while when I tell you their all right, they've won the AAA Tag Team Championships in CMLL. They are the former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions 7 times, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champions once, and ever overweight 6-man Tag Team Championships 3 times, twice with Kenny Omega, once with Marty Scurll. Okay, they were Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Tag Team of the Year in 2017 and 2018. They've won the 6-man Tag Team Championships twice, once with Adam Page and once with Cody. They are 3-time ROH Tag Team Champions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wrestling Observer, they named up from 2014 to 2018 Tag Team of the Year, and then they named them in the 2010s Tag Team of the Decade. Look, I don't need to explain it to you anymore. They had one of the best tag team matches with Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega just a few months ago. It was unbelievable. At Revolution, they did an unbelievable job in that match. They have set the standard for what tag team wrestling is today. It is not the old-fashioned hang on to the little rope.
No.
On the tag team. And I know FTR is trying to bring that back, which is great. It's awesome. The Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers and those guys do it very differently. So again, those are my accolades for the Young Bucks. Well, those are not my accolades; those are their accolades that I announced. But that's my top 5 tag teams. At number 5, I got the New Day. Number 4, I got Red Dragon. Number 3, I have the Briscoe Brothers. Number 2, I had the Lucha Brothers. And number 1, I have the Young Bucks. And the common thing is for the top 3 tag teams, brothers, related to each other. That's how it is. All right, so let's go through the list again. Alex, what did you like about my list, and what didn't you like about my list?
So I absolutely agree with part of your list. The first one, the Young Bucks, I definitely agree with everything you said on them. They have won multiple accolades in the wrestling business, and that's why they're one of the best tag teams in the world. And then the Gorillas of Destiny, for me, they are a good team. But we need to see more of them when they come back. When they come back from this pandemic, we need to see more of the Gorillas of Destiny, because right now they're stuck. They're stuck in the United States. They can't go over to New Japan. So eventually, hopefully, they do, and we get to see a lot more matches with them. And then FTR, I still need to see a lot more of FTR. FTR is a good team. I've seen some of their matches when they were in WWE. They put on some incredible display of like tag team wrestling, and that's what makes them a dangerous team. That is what makes them a very, very powerful team in the wrestling world. But we still need to see more of development from them. And the Lucha Bros are by far one of my favorites right now, and I agree with you on your list and what you said about them. The Lucha Bros, make no mistake, they are very one of the best tag teams that we have in the wrestling business right now.
Yeah,
and
for sure. I liked your list, Alex. I did. I don't know if GOD for me is top 10. I don't know if they're in my top 5. I think it's tough. And another team I wanted to put on the list, but I couldn't. I didn't have any room, was the Usos. The Usos I was not able to put on the list. There was just not enough room, but it was very close for them.